Michael Marcantonini back here on the IronBirds broadcast network. I've got IronBirds outfielder Jake Cunningham joining me. Well, Jake, I had you on the program once last year. You're back this year. Thanks for doing this, man.
No problem. Good to be back.
And one of the cooler things that you got to do throughout the offseason, you were selected by the Orioles to go out and represent Birdland in the Arizona Fall League. Just overall, being out in Arizona for a couple months and taking that whole experience in, what was it like for you?
It was a blast. We had a great group of guys go out. Berto was our manager, and he was awesome. We had a great team out there. We all gelled pretty quickly and, just had a really fun time playing baseball. And the weather was obviously great. It was just really an overall great experience to go out there.
A little taste of high A last year. You came here in August and joined the IronBirds. You played pretty well down the stretch. And then going out to the Arizona Fall League right after getting to high A and experiencing this level, what was that like?
It was really cool. Obviously, the Fall League, there's a lot of big-time players out there, so the talent was really good, but I felt like being here prepared me well for that, and it was fun just to be around that level of competition. Something we all dream of kids, and to be playing out there and wearing the big league uniform was really just a blast.
I know your season got cut short out in Arizona because of an oblique injury, but you were red hot during that first week of the season, and then you also got to stay through the rest of the AFL season. So we'll start with the red hot start. How did it feel to just swing the bat that well and do it against some high quality pitching?
It was good. It was a slower start to last year for me, and then towards the end of the year, I felt like I picked it up a little bit. And then those 2 weeks right before the AFL were key for me to kind of tone in some things in my swing. And when I was out there, I was really just playing stress-free, and that's why I think I had the success. I was just out there being myself, not trying to do too much, staying loose, and really just having fun.
A lot of times when guys get hurt during an Arizona Fall League season, they go home, and that's pretty much it. They wrap up out there. But you stayed the rest of the way even though you were injured. What did staying out there do for you?
I made a lot of great friendships, guys from other orgs, guys in our org who I got closer to, Berto, our AA manager. We really just had a great squad out there, and I wanted to be around those guys. And there was a chance there for a little bit that I was going to maybe come back for the last week, but ended up not happening. But staying out there was just fun, seeing those guys play, and we made a little championship run. But, it was awesome.
Yeah, how cool is it to be a part of that championship run? You guys playing for the Surprise Saguaros won the regular season title, which got you into the championship game. How cool is that?
That was awesome. We wanted to get that ring, so it was a bummer we couldn't get it done in the finals, but that was a super cool opportunity.
Tell me what it was like to play for Roberto Mercado out there in Arizona.
I loved it. Berto was great. I haven't really had too much time with him in the org because he was in Aberdeen before I was, and then was in Bowie last year. So it was awesome, and Berto was super good with the guys, and it was good to get the feet wet with Berto a little bit out there.
All right, one more AFL question. What did you get to do off the field?
I did a lot of hiking out there. Not in the first couple of weeks because it was pretty hot, but once the weather cooled down, obviously it doesn't rain too much in Arizona, and I'm a big outdoors guy, so me and a couple of the guys were going on some hikes pretty often out there. So that was fun.
And I know during the off season, because you were dealing with that oblique injury lingering a little bit, you didn't get a ton of at-bats in spring training, but coming in here to start the season, you're swinging the bat pretty well. How have the adjustments been from off season to regular season?
It was definitely a quick turnaround with the injury and not having too many spring training at-bats, but I think that I'm getting the swing of things back again, and just still trying to work on my timing a little bit, but hoping here soon it'll work itself out and keep trucking because we got a lot of games left this year.
Even when things are going well, you guys are always working on something with the swing. Baseball's a tough game, and not necessarily results-oriented, but just process-oriented. What are some goals that you have this year?
Some goals I have this year are to raise my contact numbers a little bit and steal a little more bags. I feel like last year, towards the start of the year, I wasn't really aggressive as I could have been on the bases and kind of dealing with some things, changing my swing a little bit. But this year I'm kind of repeating the same moves swing-wise. So putting the ball in play more and doing some more, being a threat on the bases are two things that I really want to tone in on this year.
What kind of work are you doing? What kind of drills are you doing to help cut down on the swings and misses and put the ball in play?
Yeah, we're doing a lot of challenging drills during batting practice, working on attacking some challenging shapes. Today's day and age, I feel like a lot of the pitchers have really good stuff. So we're attacking velo machines, slider machines, anything to kind of challenge ourselves here in batting practice. So that's kind of the stuff we've been doing to attack some of that.
On the base running side of things, it's a lot more complicated than just saying you want to run and steal more bags. What are you doing as a base runner, what kind of drills are you guys working on?
Some acceleration drills, things like that. We're really toning in on the opposing pitchers and catchers, seeing their tendencies, seeing their times to the plate. If they have a tell on when they're going to go home or when they're going to pick off, things like that are really useful for stealing bags. And I feel like this year we've been pretty aggressive offensively on the bases, which is awesome. And our goal is to keep stealing more bags.
And when you're out on base, is it a sign that you're looking for, or do you guys always have the green light to go?
A lot of us always have the green light, but we will put on the sign if we need to, if we really need to get that guy to second. But it all just depends on the situation.
Defensively, you've moved around the outfield. You've played all 3 spots. A couple weeks ago, you climbed the wall and left, and you robbed a home run. Here it is. Fly ball to left. Cunningham is back, drifting. He's at the wall. He leaps. Did he make the catch? He did! Jake Cunningham just took one away from Ronald Hernandez. How much fun was it to do that?
That was awesome. Anytime you can go out there and support your pitchers and hawk balls down there, it's awesome. I feel like we have a really good outfield squad all around, and it's been fun out there with those guys this year.
What's more fun, climbing the wall and robbing a homer, or making a full extension diving catch in the gap?
I'm going to go robbing a homer. It's just a cool thing to do for sure.
And you've been a part of a couple big moments in Aberdeen this season. In addition to robbing that home run, you scored the winning run on a wild pitch in a walk-off win. Angel Tejada was coming after you with the ice bath, and you dodged it. A little too cold for you?
Replaying those moments in my head, those are just awesome times with the team. I remember he was chasing me down, like you said, and I wasn't trying to get too cold after the game, so I needed to do some post-game treatment. But that was just an awesome game, and it's always good to celebrate with the guys after something like that.
Now that we're into the second half of the season, I know this is a grind. You get one off day a week for 5-6 months. How's the body feeling?
Body's feeling okay. Every day you got to go out there and give it 110% for 9 innings. There's always going to be some things creeping up, but I feel like my body could feel worse, and I'm blessed to be healthy right now, so that's all I can ask for.
In terms of getting in the weight room and lifting and also your recovery, is there anything specific in your routine that is really beneficial?
I mean, I love lifting weights. I think it's super important, especially during the year. You get after it a little more in the off-season with the weightlifting program, but during the year, I love to get in there 2, 3, maybe 4 times a week and get the body moving, get the blood flowing, and definitely try and stay strong throughout the season, because after 80, 100 games through the year, your body starts to get a little tired, so I think keeping it up in the weight room is really important.
IronBirds outfielder Jake Cunningham joining me on the broadcast. Jake, thanks for doing this.
Thank you. I appreciate it.